Hello boys and girls, a very good evening and welcome to this live session on Quantitative Aptitude for the SSC CGL Tier 1 exam, which, like you all must know, has been postponed by 2 months, or it is being assumed that it is being at least postponed by 2 months, right? So it is expected that the SSC CGL Tier 1 exam, which was actually scheduled to start from tomorrow, will now be held only in the month of October. Now, I don't know if you guys would take it as a good news or a bad news, but then yes, for those who were unprepared till now, have got at least 2 more months to get ready for the SSC CGL Tier 1 exam. And like I always say, 2 months is a good enough time to get ready for such competitive exams. So good news for those who were unprepared, and I think others would take it as a bad news because you would not like an exam to get postponed in the last 1 week, right? And all your preparation goes for a toss. I mean, you gear up for that D-Day, you are like, okay, ready to take the exam, and then suddenly you know that, okay, next 2 months is going to be no action. So I think a little bit of bad news for those who were like seriously preparing for it, but then never mind. 2 more months, practice more and boost your chances of selection. And I'm sure these live classes that we conduct here every day are helping you improve your chances of selection, right? So for the benefit of those who have recently joined our premium coaching program, and for others who are seeing this live session for the first time, let me tell you that we conduct all India mock exams every weekend, every Saturday and Sunday, right? So on the last Saturday and Sunday, we had conducted an all India mock exam for SSC CGL Tier 1 exam, an all India mock exam for SBA PO mains, one all India mock exam for RBA Grade B exam, and such exams are conducted every weekend. And the solutions of these exams are discussed through live classes. So what I'm going to discuss today are the solutions to the questions that were asked in the quantitative aptitude section of the all India mock SSC CGL Tier 1 exam held on last weekend. So with that as a starting point for the freshers, I can get started. I have 25 questions here which were asked last exam. In the last exam, I think students have fared really well. I think they perform well, and you know that you have very limited time in the Tier 1 examination. Time management is going to be important. So solving the question definitely is the key, but then solving it as quickly as possible, as fast as possible, without wasting your precious time is what really matters. So that is what we are going to look at in the session today. So if you're all set, we can get started now. Yeah, I think Swaminathan here says I had attended 59 questions and I scored 43.5. Okay, I can see many of you have joined the chat here, so without wasting any more time, let's get started. I'll present the questions to you all one after the other, give you some time to try it out, and then discuss the solution. So the first question from the SSC CGL Tier 1 mock exam held last weekend is on your screens now. Now this is from algebra, a very important topic for this exam. It says, if PQ plus QR plus RP is equal to 0, then find the value of P squared by P squared minus QR plus Q squared by Q squared minus RP plus R squared by R squared minus PQ. Options have also been given there, 0, 1, minus 1 or 3. It should not take more than 30 to 40 seconds and your clock starts now. Yeah, I think those who all had attended this exam have got a feedback that the paper was easy. Yes, it was indeed an easy one. Let's quickly look at all the 25 solutions and then we can wind up. So what's the value of P squared by P squared minus QR plus Q squared by Q squared minus RP plus R squared by R squared minus PQ when PQ plus QR plus RP is equal to 0? Let's look at the solution here. So see what it says. It says PQ plus QR plus RP equals 0. Then find the value of P squared by P squared minus QR plus Q squared by Q squared minus RP plus R squared by R squared minus PQ. Now usually I have always had a view that when it comes to algebra, substitution is one of the best methods. Right? Substitution can help you solve most of the questions. The substitution method can help you answer most of the questions from algebra and from trigonometry without putting in too much of effort or time, right? But then it doesn't work in 100% of the cases. And in this particular case, I think it doesn't really help. It's not very easy to apply substitution. Like, what values of P, Q and R can you substitute here? We know that PQ plus QR plus RP equals 0. So what values of P, Q and R would satisfy this? It's not going to be easy to find those values out, right? So substitution method is not something that we would apply here, but then I would still maintain my view that Substitution method is actually one of the best methods for answering questions from algebra and trigonometry and other such topics. Now, how do you solve this particular question? Simple. If you look at it, I can say PQ here is equal to minus of QR minus RP, right? PQ equals to minus QR minus RP, right? Similarly, QR can be taken as minus PQ minus RP, and RP can be taken as minus PQ minus QR, right? This is what we get to know from the given expression. Now, once we substitute these equations or expressions in places of PQ, right, QR and RP, what happens? You see, we get P squared by this P square as it is in the denominator. Now, minus of QR. We have QR equals to minus of PQ minus RP. Minus QR will become plus PQ plus RP, right? So P square plus PQ plus RP. Then move to the second term, right? We have Q squared in the numerator divided by Q squared minus of RP. See, plus RP is minus PQ minus QR. Minus of RP will become plus PQ plus QR. Yes or no? Plus PQ plus QR. And the last term, similar way, we have R squared divided by R squared plus PQ can be taken as QR plus RP. We need to find out what this will be equal to. Now, if you observe, P is common in both numerator and denominator here. So P gets cancelled. Likewise, Q is common here in numerator and denominator. So Q gets cancelled. And R is common here. So one R gets cancelled. So what are we left with? P by P plus Q plus R. Q by P plus Q plus R, or Q plus P plus R. And R by R plus Q plus P. Right? So it reduces as follows. It becomes P by P plus Q plus R plus Q by Q plus P plus R. And the last term is R by R plus Q plus P. All the denominators are the same, right? What are the denominators here? P plus Q plus R. So if I take P plus Q plus R as the LCM, what do we get? We get P plus Q plus R in the numerator divided by P plus Q plus R in the denominator. And that you all know will be equal to option 2, 1, right? So option 2, 1 is the right answer. The value of this given expression here is going to be 1, option 2, right? Now, do not go by the length of the explanation, right? Please do not go by the length of the explanation and assume that it's a lengthy solution. You can cut down the number of steps. Most of the talking that I had done was to be understood mentally, right? The stuff that you write on paper is very, very limited. And it's always important that you cut down the number of steps, right? The more you put pen on paper, the more time it takes, obviously. Yeah? So option 2 is the answer. Good job by all those who have got option 2. Let me move on to the next question now. Let's take another one from algebra, right? Here's the question. See what it is. Simplify the given expression 1 plus 1 upon x plus 1 into 1 plus 1 upon x plus 2 into 1 plus 1 upon x plus 3 into 1 plus 1 upon x plus 4. Here we go. See what it says. Simplify. Let me write this out, right? 1 plus 1 by x plus 1 in a more readable format, right? Into 1 plus 1 by x plus 2, this into 1 plus 1 by x plus 3 multiplied by finally 1 plus 1 by x plus 4. Now there are different ways of doing it. One is maybe you actually solve this whole expression and simplify to find out what it is left with. So let's try and do that in the regular method. So in the regular method, what we'll do, we'll take the LCM here in the first term as x plus 1. So this is x plus 1. What do we get in the denominator? In the numerator? See, x plus 1 into 1 will be x plus 1 plus 1. So this becomes x plus 2. Right? Into the second term, the LCM is x plus 2. The denominator is x plus 2. This becomes x plus 2 plus 1, x plus 3. Alright? Then this denominator is x plus 3. This becomes x plus 3 plus 1, x plus 4. And in the last term, in a similar fashion, we'll have x plus 4. And in the numerator, we'll have x plus 4 plus 1, which is x plus 5. What happens? X plus 4 and x plus 4 gets cancelled. Right? See, these two get cancelled. X plus 3 get cancelled. X plus 2 and x plus 2 get cancelled. We are left with what? Simple. X plus 5 by x plus 1. And that's your answer. X plus 5 by x plus 1, which is option 3 here. X plus 5 divided by x plus 1. Option 3. Right? Simple one. Now, let me explain you the other way of solving this. This is simple, not a very complex method. You have got the answer. But then, how do you do it using substitution? Let's say you're not very comfortable in simplifying the whole expression here. So what is the substitution method? What do you do? Simple. try to substitute some value in place of x in the given expression. Substitute the same value of x in the given options. See which one satisfies. You getting it? We'll put some value of x in the given expressions. We'll put the same value of x in the given options as well, right? There will be only one option which will satisfy the value that we have obtained in the expression, and that can be taken as the answer. Yeah. So let's try it out, right? Let's try it out. See what do we get. So let's assume x equals to 1. Suppose you take x equals to 1, right? See, the method is important. That's the reason I'm taking it up. I mean, many of you may say that this itself is the best way to solve it. Yes, it is correct. We can get the answer using this method. But then, how do you use substitution? So if you put x equals to 1 everywhere, put x equals to 1, what happens? So the first term becomes what? 1 plus 1 by 2. So 1 plus 1 by 2. The second term becomes 1 plus 1 by 3. 1 plus 1 by 3. The third, this becomes 4, right? So 1 plus 1 by 4. 1 plus 1 by 4. And the last term becomes 1 plus 1 by 5. Now simplify this, we get 2 plus 1, 3 by 2 into 4 by 3 into 4 plus 1, 5 by 4. And the last term is 5 plus 1, 6 by 5. Same cancellation, right? 4 and 4 gets cancelled, 5 and 5 gets cancelled, 3 and 3 gets cancelled. We are left with 6 by 2. 6 by 2 equals to 3, which means the value of the expression when we put x equals to 1 is 3. When you put x equals to 1, the value of the expression is 3. Now put the same value of x equals to 1 in the given options. In the given options here. And see which option gives you 3. So if I put x equals to 1 here, what happens? 1 by 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 by 4. 1 by 4 plus 1. Now 1 by 4 plus 1 is not going to be 3. So this is ruled out. Look at this. 1 plus 1, 2 divided by 1 plus 5, 6. 2 by 6. 2 by 6 equals to 1 by 3. Do we want 1 by 3 or 3? No. We want 3. This cannot be the answer. Look at option 3. 1 plus 5, 6 divided by 1 plus 1, 2. 6 by 2. 6 by 2 equals to 3. Yes, satisfies. So this is the correct answer. Now remember, be careful. While substitution method appears to be easy, sometimes it can land you in difficult situations. There may be two options which will give you the same answer. So that is the reason let's verify fourth option as well. So in the fourth option, what do we get? 1 plus 3, 4 divided by 1 plus 5, 6. 4 by 6. 4 by 6 is 2 by 3. This is 2 by 3. Eliminated. So we are lucky that option 1, option 2 and option 3 are wrong here. Sorry, option 1, 2 and 4 are wrong here. Only one option satisfies and that can be taken as the correct answer. But sometimes when we have multiple options satisfying the same value, we'll have to go for another round of substitution, right? It's not very difficult. It's just that you have to use a proper value which you put in place of the variable so that you can eliminate all the wrong answers, right? So this is done. Algebra for SSC CGL Tier 1. Substitution was the idea. Let's look at the next one. I think I'll try to finish all the questions on algebra first from this paper so that we get the crux of it, right? Substitution is the core thing. It works in most of the questions. It did not work in the first one. Did not work as in it's difficult to identify the value. There was a dependency. It said PQ plus QR plus RP equals to 0. So we have to find out values of PQR such that it becomes 0. But in the previous question, there is no condition, right? Substitute x equals to whatever you want in both expression as well as options and see which one satisfies. Let's take the next one on algebra from this paper. Here's the question. It says a equals to 1 plus x by 2 minus x. 1 plus x by 2 minus x. Then 1 by a plus 1 plus 2a plus 1 by a square minus 1 equals to what? Write out. Let's look at the solution. Like I said, this is actually a equals to 1 plus x by 2 minus x, right? So look at the question. It says a is equal to 1 plus x upon 2 minus x. And then he's asking us to find out what is 1 by a plus 1 plus 2a plus 1 by a square minus 1 equal to. What do? Don't get into this complex variables and equations that we have here, right? Simple, put x equals to some value which gives you a proper value for a. So let's say x equals to 1, right? So let's assume x equals to 1. See, I can't take x equals to 2 because in the denominator 2 minus 2 would make it 0, right? Denominator 2 minus 2 will make it 0 and then a will become an unknown value, right? I mean, it will become 3 by 0, undefined value. So don't use values of x which makes it undefined, right? Use a proper value. So x equals to 1 is okay. So if I put x equals to 1, what is a? A comes out to be 1 plus 1. 2 by 2 minus 1, 1. A equals to 2. A is equal to 2, right? Now substitute this a equals to 2 in the given expression. So what do we get? 1 by, what is this? A plus 1. A plus 1 will be 2 plus 1, 3. So 1 by 3 plus 2a plus 1. See, a is equal to 2, right? So 2 into 2, 4. 4 plus 1, 5. divided by a square minus 1. So 2 square 4, 4 minus 1 is 3. So 1 by 3 plus 5 by 3, which is 6 by 3, which is equal to 2. Meaning this expression here is also equal to 2. That's the answer. This expression is equal to 2. Now which option is equal to 2 here? Substitute the values of x. See, the options are all in terms of x. The options can either be in terms of x, or they can be in terms of a, or they can be in terms of combinations of x and a. Whatever be the case, substitute the respective values. So here options are in terms of x, put x equals to 1. Everywhere put x equals to 1. There will most likely be only one option which satisfies the given question, and that can be taken as the answer. So if I take option 1, what happens? This becomes, see, x equals to 1 was the point, right? We have taken x equals to 1. So put x equals to 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. 2 into 3, 6. Right? And this becomes 2 minus 1, 1. So 6 by 1. This is equal to 6 by 1. Is that the correct answer? No. So option 1 is eliminated. Look at option 2. 1 minus x. See, the moment you take 1 minus x, x is equal to 1. If you put x equals to 1 here, 1 minus x becomes 0. 0 into anything is anyway 0. So this is eliminated. Similarly, option 4, 1 minus x. If you put x equals to 1 here, 1 minus x becomes 0. And 0 into anything there would eventually lead to 0. So this is also eliminated. This is giving me 6, this gives me 0, and this gives me 0. I am looking for 2. We have got 1 by a plus 1 plus 2a plus 1 by a square minus 1 equal to 2. Option 1, option 2 and option 4 are wrong. Option 3 has to be correct. Option 3 has to be correct. However, just check it. Check it. What happens? X equals to 1, right? So 1 plus 1, 2 into 2 minus 1 is 1 divided by 2 into 1, 2 minus 1, 1. So 2 by 1. You're able to follow. 2 into 1, 2 divided by 1 is equal to 2. Is it matching with the given question or not? Yes. So option 3 is the correct answer. Alright guys. So the idea is very simple. Substitute. Right? There are certain questions where substitution may not work. It is difficult. It is time consuming to apply substitution. But mostly in other questions you can just substitute one value and arrive at the right answer. So try and practice on this method and save your precious time in the exam. Let me now take up another one on the algebra, right? I mean, I found more questions than algebra. And you know that algebra and trigonometry carries a good weightage in the SSC CGL Tier 1 exam. So this time it's an interesting one. Again, substitution will work, but you should substitute in a smart way. So let's see if you are able to arrive at the right answer here. The question says 1 by x plus 1 plus 2 by y plus 2 plus 1009 by z plus 1009 is equal to 1. Then the value of the given expression is what? Alright, here we go. Let's take up the solution now. So the question here reads that 1 by x plus 1 plus 2 by y plus 2 plus 1009 by z plus 1009 is equal to 1. Let me rewrite this. 1 upon x plus 1 plus 2 upon y plus 2 plus 1009 upon z plus 1009 is equal to 1. Now think of what values of x, y and z can satisfy this expression. If I can find out what is x, y and z here, I'll substitute the same values in the given expression and arrive at the answer. Now some of you may wonder that it's going to be complex to find out the values of x, y, z, because we have like typical terms, right? 1 upon x plus 1, 2 upon y plus 2, 1009 upon z plus 1009. But then look at it in a smart way. Change the way you're looking at the terms here and everything becomes simple. See, when we have 3 terms and I want the sum of the 3 terms to be 1, it's easy. I again assume that this is equal to 1 by 3, this is 1 by 3 and this is 1 by 3. Yes or no? 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 is equal to 1. So for that to happen, meaning I am saying 1 by x plus 1 should be equal to 1 by 3. So x equal to 2. Similarly, I am saying 2 by y plus 2 equals to 1 by 3. So y will be equal to what? Y will be equal to 4. See, 2 by 6 equal to 1 by 3, right? 2 by 6 will be equal to 1 by 3. So this should be 6. Y plus 2 is equal to 6, meaning y equals to 4. And similarly, 1009 by z plus 1009 should be equal to 1 by 3. Meaning z should be 3027 minus 1009. It will be 2018. Simple numbers. It appears to be complex, but actually simple calculation. You're getting it? Each term here should be 1 by 3. 1 upon 3, 1 upon 3, 1 upon 3. The sum of those 3 terms will give us 1. 1009 by z plus 1009 equals to 1 by 3. No need to cross multiply also. I mean, you can do this calculation mentally, right? This is 1009. So this should be 3 into 1009. Already 1009 is here. So this should be 2 into 1009. You're getting it? This is like 2 by y plus 2. So this should be 2 by 3 into 2. Already Out of those 3 2s, 1 2 is here. So the remaining 2s will be y. So 2 2s. 2 2s. Y is equal to 2 2s. 2 2s is equal to 4. Similarly, z equal to 2009s. 2009 is 2018. That's it. You know the values of x, y, and z. You know the exact values of x, y, and z without dealing with any complexity in the given equation there. Now substitute that in the given expression. X by x plus 1. X by x plus 1. So that's like 2 by 3. 2 by 2 plus 1, 3. Plus y by y plus 2. So y by y plus 2, 4 by 6. Plus z by z plus 1009. See, z actually can be taken as 2 into 1018. I mean 2 into 1009. If you want to keep it simple, z can be taken as 2 into 1009. 2 into 1009. Yes or no? So z 2 into 1009 divided by z again 2 into 1009 plus 1009. This is equal to what? Simplify, what happens? This is 2 by 3 as it is. This is 2 by 3. And this also is 2 by 3 because 1009 gets cancelled. We have 2 by 2 plus 1. 2 by 3. Right? So overall this also is 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 plus 2 by 3 plus 2 by 3 will be equal to 2. That's like 6 by 3. 6 by 3 is equal to 2. So your answer to this question will be equal to 2. Option 2, 2. You're getting it? So you don't get confused. It's a simple calculation. Substitution is as given here, right? 1 by 3, 1 by 3 and 1 by 3. Get the values of x, y, z accordingly. Substitute that back into the given question and you will know you'll know the answer there. You know the answer there. Yeah. If you don't want to deal with this, I mean after getting to know the values of x, y and z, if you don't want to deal with this expression, there's another way of doing it. See, x is equal to 2, right? So that becomes 2 by x plus 1. I'm taking the expression in a different way, right? Or the other method. We have got x equals to 2. After that, this can be taken as 2 by x plus 1. Don't substitute anything in the denominator. It's 2 by x plus 1. Y equals to 4. So 4 by y plus 2. And z is equal to what? 2018. 2018 by z plus 1009. Now try to compare this expression with this given expression. What do you find? This was 1 by x plus 1. This is 2 by x plus 1. This was 2 by y plus 2. This is 4 by y plus 2. This was 1009 by z plus 1009. This is 2018 by z plus 2018. So if I take 2 common, what will I have? 1 by x plus 1. 2 by y plus 2. And again, if you take 2 common, this will be 1009 by z plus 1009. And I already know the value of 1 by x plus 1, 2 by y plus 2 and 1009 by z plus 1009. How much is that? 1. That 1 comes here. 2 into 1. 2 into 1 is equal to 2. See, you don't have to write this step on paper. Don't assume that it's going to be so lengthy. Please do not go by the number of steps which are put on paper. Do not go by the length of the explanation. This is a detailed solution. You can cut down half of these steps when you do it yourself. Yeah, and 70-80% of the solution is is to be done mentally without writing any steps there. So smartly use the substitution method and solve questions from algebra and trigonometry and other such topics. Yeah. Chalo, let me move on to the next one. Let's jump to some other topic. I've got more questions on algebra here and surds and indices, but let's solve some arithmetic based questions and then come back to this, right? Take this up. This is on profit and loss or some sort of percentages. A simple question again. I'm sure all of you would get the right answer. See what it says. The price of an article is reduced by 25%, but the daily sale of the article is increased by 30%. The net effect on the daily sale receipts is how much? So there are two variables here, price of the article and the daily sale of the article. He says the price of the article reduced by 25%. It decreased by 25%. The daily sale of the article increased by 30%. The net effect on daily sale receipts. See, if you understand the equation, I mean this is general understanding, right? The daily sale receipts, meaning total revenue every day. The daily sale receipts is equal to price into daily sale. Price into sale. Right? Receipts, revenue is equal to price into sale. He says the price decreased by 25%. The sale increased by 30%. What will be the impact here? What will be the percentage impact on the receipts? When the price reduced by 25% and the sale increased by 30%. How do you solve this? Now there are multiple ways of solving it, but the best way, which I'm sure all the TalentSprint students would know, is to go by effective percentage. Use the effective percentage method. Now this effective percentage method has been discussed in detail in your videos, percentage videos. You can just use that. What is the formula? A plus B plus AB by 100. Effective percentage is equal to A plus B plus AB by 100. What is A in our case? Minus 25. A is minus 25. Why? Because it is a reduction. You have to take with a negative sign. What is B? Plus 30. B is equal to 30. Why plus 30? Because it is an increase. So minus 25 plus 30 plus minus 25 into 30 by 4. Sorry, by 100. So minus 25 here goes 4 times. 4 on 30 goes 7.5 times. So what is it overall? You have minus 25 plus 30. So this is minus 25 plus 30 is 5. 5 minus 7.5. See, this is a negative sign. 5 minus 7.5. How much is that? Minus 2.5. And that's your answer. Minus 2.5 percentage, of course. This will give you a percentage value. A plus B plus AB by 100 percentage. This much percentage. So we get 5 minus 7.5 minus 2.5 percentage. So overall effect on the daily sale receipts will be a minus 2.5 percentage. What does the minus sign indicate here? Decrease. Decrease. It cannot be an increase. It will be a decrease. How much decrease? 2.5 percentage decrease. So option 2 is your answer. Option 2 is the answer. Remember, effective percentage in my view is the most important formula or the technique that one must learn when it comes to quantitative aptitude. It's useful not only in this particular example but many such questions. You can use it in time and work, time and distance, mensuration, profit and loss, simple and compound interest, these kind of general questions and percentages, data interpretation and whatnot, right? The concept has to be clear. When there are two percentage changes and you have to find out the effect of both the percentages there, right? The net of those two. Then you can use effective percentage, A plus B plus AP by 100. Remember, the two percentage changes have to be originally multiplied. Like for example, area of a rectangle is length into breadth. So if the change in length and change in breadth is given to you into the product of those two variables, I mean, it is applicable only when the two variables are getting multiplied. Length into breadth. In this case, it is price into sales, right? Or for example, you can talk about other such things where you have two variables getting multiplied. Length into breadth, height into base, price into sales, and other such cases. So wherever you have multiplication of two variables and the percentage changes in each of these two variables is given to you and you want to find out the effective change, the net change, use this formula. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Here we have a question on mensuration this time, or geometry, whichever way you take it. Try to solve this now. Find the area of the shaded region. Find the area of the shaded region if the radius of each of the circle is 1 centimeter. A common question type. I mean, this diagram is a standard one. If you can remember the shortcut formula, you'll be able to mark the answer in no time. But I would not suggest learning the shortcut formula, right? Depending on the shortcut formula can be risky. If you don't recollect that in the exam, you will fail to answer the question. So still go by the concept. It will not take more than 40 seconds. Find the area of the shaded region. So the question reads that find the area of the shaded region if the radius of each of the circle is 1 centimeter. So here's the diagram. He says the radius of each of the circle. Radius of each of the circle is 1 centimeter. He's asking us to find the area of the shaded region, right? What is the shaded region here? The shaded region is this region entrapped between the three circles, right? So what is the area of that shaded region? Let me highlight that in a different color, right? This is the shaded region. This area has to be found. It's not a triangle. These are all curved surfaces, right? So area of the shaded region. How do you get the area of the shaded region is the question. Now simple. Understand the area of the shaded region or the shaded area. You don't have to write this in the exam. Don't write shaded area and waste your time in the exam. Area of the shaded region can be considered as the area of the triangle ABC. Area of the triangle ABC. Look at this. I mean, if you observe carefully, we have this triangle ABC, right? Triangle ABC. And if you observe closely, let me say these points are, let's say, X, Y, and Z, right? So there are sectors. This is like a pie, right? AXZ, BXY, and CZY, right? Area of this triangle minus, if I subtract these three areas, minus AXZ minus bxy minus cyz. Right? So triangle ABC minus AXZ minus BXY minus CYZ. Now how do you get, see, area of the triangle is simple. We can say that he says radius of each circle is 1 centimeter, meaning this is 1, 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 right? This is radius, right? C2 this circumference, B2 circumference, A2 circumference, all these are radiuses. 1 mm. So basically the triangle is of length 2. It's an equilateral triangle, the length is 2. Equilateral triangle of length 2. What is the area of equilateral triangle? Root 3 by 4 a square. So I can say area of triangle is going to be root 3 by 4 into a square, side square, which is 2 square in this case. The side is 2, right? Side of the triangle is 2. So root 3 by 4 a square minus something, right? Root 3 by 4 into 2 square minus these three values, right? The three sectors basically, AX, Z, BX, Y and CYZ. Now, observe that since the three sides are equal, it's an equilateral triangle, I can say that each angle is 60 degrees. Each angle here is 60 degrees. Angle A 60 degrees, angle B 60 degrees, angle C 60 degrees. Now, instead of dealing with the complexity of finding area of sector, if you observe, when I club all the three sectors, the total angle will become 180 degrees. You're getting it? If you observe, the three sectors are actually making a semicircle. And that's what is important, right? I mean, when you're answering questions from mensuration or such questions, visualization is important, right? If you take, let's say, it's like this. These are the three sectors. This is a 60 degree sector. This is another 60 degree sector, and this is third 60 degree sector. So this is like, points A, B, C. If you connect all the 3 points A, B, C here, then this is like X, Z, or Z, X, Y, and C here is Z again. You understand? So C is YZ, B XY, and A ZX. So 60, 60, 60, it becomes actually a semicircle. The three sectors when combined together, will make it a semicircle. Semicircle, you know what's the area, right? What's the area of circle? Pi r square. Area of circle is pi r square. For a semicircle, what's the area? Pi r square by 4. So minus, if I add these three, this will become pi r square by 4. What is r? Radius of each circle is 1 centimeter, right? Radius is 1 centimeter. That is known to us. So pi r square by 4. Pi into 1 square divided by 4. Sorry, pi r square by 2. I'm so sorry. Area of semicircle, half pi r square by 2. Pi r square by 2. Simplify. So this 4 and 4 gets cancelled. 2 square is 4. 4 and 4 gets cancelled. What are we left with? Root 3 minus pi by 2. Root 3 minus pi by 2. Option 3 will be the answer. You getting it? You know the formula for area of sector. See, area of sector is simple. Area of sector depends on the angle in that sector. What is the area of a circle? Area of a circle is pi r square. Meaning when the angle is 360 degrees. The angle in the circle is 360 degrees. So for 360 degrees, the area is pi r square. For whatever is the angle in the sector, proportionately you can take the area. So for 60 degrees angle, what is the area? 360 degrees relate to pi r square. 60 degrees relate to what? So 60 into pi r square by 360. Which is pi r square by 6. But instead of doing pi r square by 6 plus pi r square by 6 plus pi r square by 6, if I combine all the three sectors, I know that it becomes a semicircle. 60 plus 60 plus 60 makes a 180 degrees sector, which is like a semicircle. Area of a semicircle is pi r square by 2, half of area of the circle, and that gives you the answer. You're getting it? So it's very simple. And if you want a shortcut formula, this is a very common diagram, right? Where they ask you to find out the area of that shaded region, that typical shape that you get in the middle, right? Like a triangular shape with curved surfaces. So how do you get the area? Area of the triangle minus area of the circle, area of the semicircle. Just remember that. Area of triangle minus area of semicircle. Triangle is equilateral triangle where the side is equal to 2r, and semicircle is pi r square by 2 where radius is given to you. So next time onwards, let's say if the question says find the area of the shaded region if the radius of each circle is 4 centimeters. Simple. Area of triangle minus area of semicircle. What is the area of triangle? It's an equilateral triangle. So root 3 by 4 side square. But side is equal to 2r. Whatever we have got here. So 2 into 4, 8. So root 3 by 4, 8 square. Minus area of semicircle, pi r square by 2. Where radius is equal to 4. Do the calculation, you get the answer. But that you need to learn by heart. You have to remember the shortcut formula. Which I don't suggest because most of the times we forget to recollect the right formula. Especially when we are in the exam, right? We are working under pressure. There's a lot of pressure. You're already under pressure. So recollecting the right formula becomes difficult, right? If you can remember it, well and good. Otherwise, simple. Even if you go by concept, it will not take more than 40 seconds in my view. Okay. So answer is option 3, root 3 minus half of pi. Root 3 minus pi by 2. And the only shortcut, for those who are asking me, shortcut is area of triangle, equilateral triangle, minus area of semicircle. And the side of the triangle is 2r. Let's take up the next one now. Let's move on to some arithmetic aptitude, right? I think some very, very basic questions like this one on your screens here. You have only 15 seconds, your clock starts now. Quick. 75% of a number is equal to 3/7 of another number. What is the ratio between the first number and the second number? 75% of a number. 75% of a number is 3/4 of the number x, let's say, is equal to, it is equal to 3/7. 3/7 is 3/7 of another number. Let's say another number is y. So 3 and 3 gets cancelled, right? What do we get? X by y is equal to 4/7. What is the ratio between the first number and second number? First number x and second number y. What's the ratio? 4/7. 4:7. Option 1 is the answer. If you guys spend more than 5 seconds to solve this question in the exam, you are not fit for the exam. If you take more than 5 seconds for answering this question in the exam, you are not fit for the exam. I may sound a little blunt here, but that's the fact. You cannot spend the 6th second in getting the answer to this one. In fact, you don't have to put pen on paper. You can simply visualize that. 3/4 of x, 3/7 of y, 3 and 3 gets cancelled. X by y will be 4/7. Be careful. He can ask you first number versus second number or second number versus first number. Accordingly, mark the answer. 4:7, option 1. Next one here. This is on average. Let's see how many we get it right. The batting average for 40 innings of a cricket player is 50 runs. The batting average for 40 innings of a cricket player is 50 runs. His highest score exceeds his lowest score by 172 runs. If these two innings are excluded, the average of remaining 38 innings is 48 runs. His highest score was. Let's take it up. Let's take this up. See what it says. The batting average for 40 innings of a cricket player is 50 runs. His highest score exceeds his lowest score by 172 runs. If these two innings are excluded, the average of remaining 38 innings is 48 runs. The highest score was. How do you solve this? See, we know the batting average of 40 innings. 40 innings, the average is 50 runs. Yes or no? So what's the total of 40 innings? Total of 40 innings. You know total, right? Total is nothing but, average into the number of innings. So 50 into 40. The total of all the 40 innings. The total score that he has made in all the 40 innings is 50 times 40. Average is 50 multiplied by the number of times he has played. So 50 into 40. Now this 50 into 40 should be equal to, understand, his highest score exceeds his lowest score by 172 runs, he says. So let's assume the highest score is H. Lowest score is L. So basically he says, highest score exceeds his lowest score by 172. So I can say highest score plus lowest score plus the total of 38 innings. You getting it? The total of 40 innings is nothing but his highest score, his lowest score, and the total of his 38 innings. How will you get this now? So I can say 50 times 40, 50 into 40 is equal to, see, his highest score, according to the question, exceeds his lowest score by 172. Meaning H is equal to L plus 172. H is equal to L plus 172. Right? Plus L. Now what's the total of 38 innings? How do you get the total of 38 innings? Like how we have got the total of 40 innings. If these two innings are excluded, the average of remaining 38 innings is 48 runs. Average of 38 innings is 48 runs. So what will be the total of 38 innings? 48 into 38. Yes or no? 48 into 38. That's it. Solve. There's only one equation with one variable. You will get the value of L. Once you get the value of L, you can find out his highest score. His highest score is L plus 172. L plus 172. You getting it? So now I can say 50 into 40. 50 into 40. Or you can do that calculation. 50 into 40 is going to be 2000. 2000 is equal to L plus L. 2L plus 172 plus 48 into 38. Right? 48 into 38. So that's like 38 into 50 minus 38 into 2. So 38 into 50 is 1900. Yes or no? Minus 38 into 2 is 76. So that's like 1824. Right? Or otherwise 43 plus 5, 43 minus 5. So 43 square minus 5 square. 43 square is going to be 1849 minus 25, 1824. Yes, right. So from this you will get the value of L. Once you get L, you can find out H. So 2L will be equal to what? See, 172 plus 1824 is equal to 1996. So 2L is equals to 2000 minus 1996, 4. So L is equal to 2. L is equal to 2 implies H is equal to L plus 172. So 2 plus 172, which is 174. Option 2 is the correct answer. Option 2 is the correct answer. But is this the right way to do it? Yes, of course this is the right way to do it. Is this the best way to do it? Well, no, not really the best way to do it. Correct answer, 174 is the correct answer. The highest score is 174. The lowest score is equal to 2. But then there's a better way of solving this question without having to deal with this complex calculation. 15 to 4, of course 15 to 40 is easy, and so is 48 to 38. But is there another way of answering this question? Yes. What's the other way of answering the question? What's the other way of answering this question? Look at this. If you have gone through the videos of average, we have our videos on average, right? I'm sure all the TalentSprint students have gone through the video of average. We have learned that average is nothing but an equal distribution. For us, the definition of average is equal distribution. Yes or no? So if you go by this concept of equal distribution, solving this question will become very, very easy. You will directly get the sum of lowest score plus highest score. How is that? See this. See, there are 40 innings of 50 runs each. When he says average of 40 innings is 50, means what? There are 40 innings, 40 times you have got 50, 50, 50, 50, 50 and so on. How many times? 40 times. This is the concept of equal distribution, right? There is the number 50 is available 40 times. Then there is the highest score, there is the lowest score, and the average of remaining 38 innings is 48 runs. Meaning for the remaining, this is 48, 48, 48, 48, 48. How many times? 38 times. You're getting it? Originally it is 50, 50, 50, 50. How many times? 40 times. There are 40 innings of average 50. Then there are 38 innings of average 48. And then there is a highest score inning, there is a lowest score inning. Yeah? Then there is a highest score inning, lowest score inning. Now, how do you find out the sum of H and L here directly? How do you get the sum of H and L here? Try to understand. According to equal distribution, there are already 40 times 50, 50, 50. So ideally this also should be 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Right? So I can say H is 50, L also is 50, but something else. See, look at this. It works as follows. H plus L. H plus L should be equal to what? So try and understand. H plus L, this is 50 plus 50 plus. Why 50 plus 50? Because basic H will be 50, L will be 50. Now you can argue, how can the lowest score be 50? We got the lowest score as 2. Understand? This is only on paper. Equal distribution. When we are talking about average as equal distribution, we don't consider anything to be more, anything to be less. Everything is equal. It is equally divided. So the variable H is 50, L is also 50. But then, at the same time, if you observe, when you take H and L, each of the remaining 38 terms decreased by 2. Meaning, H and L was 50 plus 50 plus 2 into 2 into 2, 2 plus 2 plus 2. How many times? 38 times. So plus 2 into 38. You're able to follow? There was 50, 50, 50. How many times? 40 times. Then there is highest score, lowest score, and 48, 48, 48, 30 times. So if and both, see, sum of this 50, 40 times and sum of this H plus L and 48, 38 times is all equal. The sum of first row is equal to the sum of second row. So if the sum has to be equal, I can say H plus L is going to be this 50 plus this 50 plus every term took 2. We have taken 2 from each of these 50s 38 times. So H and L will be 50 plus 50, their original values, plus 2 into 38, which is equal to 176. So sum of H and L is 176. Then we also know that H is equal to L plus 172. Now solve for these two equations. H plus L equals to 176, H equals to L plus 172. Solve for these two, what do we get? We get L plus 172 plus L. I am substituting H equals to L plus 172 here. So L plus 172 plus L equals to 176, which implies L is equal to 2. If L is equal to 2, H will be equal to 172 plus 2, 174, option 2. I'm sure some of you might not have followed this because this is the first time that you are going by the concept of equal distribution, but those who all have gone through the videos of average, they should be able to do this. Now you may say this also is lengthy. No, it's not. If you ask me, the only steps that you'll put on paper when you're solving using equal distribution concept is this: H plus L equals to 50 plus 50 plus 2 into 38. And H equals to L plus 172. These are the only two statements that you have to write on paper and solve for L accordingly. Once you get the value of L, you'll get the value of H. Don't have to write all these steps. You don't have to write this also. This is only for the sake of explanation. This also is just the reminder. Sorry. This also is just the reminder. The only two steps that you put on paper are this: H plus L equals to 50 plus 50 plus 2 into 38, and H equals to L plus 172. Solve for L and then get the value of H. Option 2, 174 will be the answer. Please don't panic if you have not followed the method. You just have to watch the videos on averages that we have. Understand the concept of equal distribution. Then this becomes a cakewalk. And I can go to the extent and say that you don't have to put pen on paper for solving this question. If you're good with your numbers, then you don't have to put pen on paper for solving these questions here. Solving this particular question here. Okay. Shall I go for the next one? I can see some questions here. Muthuraj says, how did you take 176? That's what I explained, no? 50 plus 50 plus 2 into 38 is equal to 176. Now you can ask me, how did you take 50 and 2 into 138? But for that you need to understand the basics. That's the reason. Please go and watch the videos on averages that we have and understand the concept of equal distribution. The next one here is a real simple one. I would be glad if you can mark the answer without putting pen on paper. Your clock starts now. It should not take more than 30 seconds. Please try and solve it without writing anything on paper. A certain sum of money lent at simple interest. The moment you see simple interest, your eyes should grow bigger with excitement, right? It's like 1 mark. You should feel like, okay, 1 mark aa gaya, right? So a certain sum of money lent at simple interest amounts to 616 in 2 years and to 700 in 5 years. The word amounts to is very, very important. Amounts to here indicates total amount, meaning principal plus interest, right? You should get that clarity as you read that statement, right? It amounts to. So total principal plus interest is 616 in 2 years and 700 in 5 years. Find the rate percent. Simple. So I can say 616 is equal to P plus 2I. 700 is equal to P plus 5I because it is for 5 years. See, interest per year is I, let's assume. Per year the interest is I. You know, in case of simple interest, every year the interest is same. So for 2 years it will be 2I. For 5 years it will be 5I. So from these two equations I can say 3I. P and P gets cancelled. 5I minus 2I. 3I equals to 700 minus 616, which is 84. So I is equal to 28. If I is 28, 2I will be 56. If 2I is 56, P will be equal to 560. So principal is equal to 560. And I is equal to 28. What's the calculation? 28 is 5% of 560, right? Principal amount is 560. 10% is 560. Sorry, principal amount is 560. 10% is 56. 28 will be 5%. This is equivalent to 5%. 28 is 5% of 560. And that's the reason your rate of interest can be considered as 5%, option 2. This is a waste of time. Let me tell you, whatever you have done is a waste of time if you put pen on paper. You should solve the same question without writing anything on paper. Simple. The difference on those two values will be the interest for 3 years, which comes out to be 84. So interest of each year is 28. And when I take interest of each year as 28, interest of 2 years becomes 56. If I subtract 56 from 616, I'll get 560. Meaning the principal is 560, interest is 28. 5%. That's the answer. Now, if you say this calculation is complex, nobody can help you. I've always told that calculation is the key. You have to be really very sharp and very quick with your calculations, with your numbers. So you have 2 more months for your SSC CGL Tier 1 exam. If you want to improve your score, you can definitely do that. All you have to do is get your basics right and spend 45 minutes every day on numbers. Play with numbers. Do simple arithmetic calculations every day, right? Like for example, 28 into 9, 72 into 6, 84 into 14. If you cannot do 84 into 14 without putting pen on paper, then something is seriously wrong with your preparation. Yeah. 84 into 14, 840 plus 336, which is 1176. That's your answer. Because I'm speaking out, it is taking time. If I do it myself mentally, it'll be much faster. And if I can do it, I'm sure you guys can also do it. The only difference is practice. I've done a lot of practice. I've gone through a lot of practice. You also have to do that. So practice is the key. Whatever be the question, whatever be the topic, practice is the key. That makes the tasks simple. Yeah. Next question. Another one from interest. This time it's about difference between simple and compound interest for 3 years. It's a simple formula that you have to apply here. This is the shortcut formula that we have discussed in our videos. Apply that shortcut formula and you will get the answer in a jiffy. Use that shortcut formula. Now you have to remember the shortcut formula. Otherwise, answering this question will become difficult. Difficult as in time consuming. Not difficult, but time consuming. By the way, I can see that Leeladhar has been mentioning that he wants a live class daily. In fact, he says we want a live class daily. Leeladhar, let me tell you that at TalentSprint we do 10 live classes every week. Currently, we are doing 10 live classes per week. 4 classes on bank exams, 4 classes on SSC exams. There's one current affairs class and there is one doubts clarification class every week. So 10 classes every week. But then you have to be a premium user for accessing those sessions. Alright, here we go. So the sum at which the difference between compound interest and simple interest for 3 years at 5% per annum is 12.20 will be. Formula is as follows. Principal will be equal to D into 100 cube by R square into 300 plus R. This is the formula to be used. It's a star mark. The star does not indicate it is important. It is of course important, but these are the stars that indicate it is important. This star indicates conditions apply. The condition is time equals to 3 years. When the time period is 3 years, you have to use this formula. D is the difference amount, P is the principal, and R is the rate of interest. R is the rate of interest. Now, in the question, we have been given the time as 3 years. I can use this formula. He is given the rate of interest as 5%, so I know R. He is given the difference. He says the difference between CI and SI is 12.2. So I know T, I know D, I know R. All I have to find is P. P is equal to what is the question? The sum at which this will happen. Sum is nothing but the principal amount. Substitute the values and play with the numbers. P equals to 12.2. Sorry, this is 100 cube. I'm so sorry. Difference into 100 cube. 12.2 into 100 cube. To keep it simple, you can take it as 100 into 100 into 100 divided by R squared. See, 25. R is 5, right? So R squared will be 25 into 300 plus R is 305. Now, the trick or the calculation here is this. 12.2 into 25 is 305. See, 12.2 into 10 is 122. Into another 10 is 122. Into 5 is 61. The sum of these three is 305. 240, 300 and then 5. 305. So this is into 10, into 10, into 5. So that's the reason I'm saying into 25. 12.5 into 25 is 305. What happens? This goes 4 times. This goes 4 times. 4 times 4, 16 into 100, 1600. Option 3 is the answer. There's nothing to discuss there. Just learn the formula. The principal is equal to difference into 100 cube by R square into 300 plus R when the time period is 3 years. What happens if the time period is 2 years? Principal equals to difference into 100 square by R square. Simple formula. Simpler formula I can say. Principal will be difference into 100 square by R square if the time period is 2 years. Principal will be difference to 100 cube by R square into 300 plus R if the time period is 3 years. What if the time period is 1 year? Then there won't be any concept of difference because the simple interest and compound interest are same for 1 year. So difference becomes 0 and hence there is no such concept that exists when the time period is 1 year. What happens if the time period is 4 years? Skip the question and go to the next one. I don't say you cannot solve it. You can solve it. You can solve it using the concept. Find out simple interest for 4 years. Find out compound interest for 4 years. Take the difference. But who's going to do all that? Can you do that in 30 seconds? Can you do that in 45 seconds? Can you do that in 1 minute? No. So if the time period is 4 years, the best shortcut is skip and go to the next one. If the time period is 5 years, there is a better shortcut. Don't even read the question. Move to the next one. I mean, don't even read the question, meaning skip again. Yeah. Time period 1 year does not exist. The condition does not exist. For 2 years and 3 years, you have two formulas. Just remember that. Chalo, the next one on your screens here. Look at this. In a cash bag, there are currency notes of denominations 20, 10 and 5. So there are 20 rupee note, 10 rupee notes and 5 rupee notes. In what ratio? 3:4:5. The total amount in the bag is rupees 1000. Then the number of rupees 20, rupees 10 and rupees 5 denomination notes are respectively. He says there is a bag which has got currency notes of different denominations. What are the different denominations? 20, 10 and 5. The ratio of these notes, the ratio of the number of notes is 3:4:5. The total amount in the bag is rupees 1000. Then the number of rupees 20, rupees 10 and rupees 5 denomination notes are respectively. Forget about everything else. I know that the ratio should be 3:4:5. The number of 20 rupee notes is to the number of 10 rupee notes is to the number of 5 rupee notes. Should be in what ratio? 3:4:5. Yes, you know, the denomination is 20, 10 and 5. The notes are in the ratio of 3, 4, 5. 3:4:5. Forget about this point. Total amount in the bag rupees 1000. Forget about that. He says there are different denominations in this ratio. He's asking us to find out the number of 20, 10 and 5 rupee notes. Of course, for us to find out the number of notes, we have to use this total sum equation. But then, go by the options. 3:4:5. Is this in the ratio of 3:4:5? No, cannot be the answer. Is this in the ratio of 3:4:5? No, cannot be the answer. Is this in the ratio of 3:4:5? Yes. 3 into 8, 4 into 8, 5 into 8. So it's a possible answer. I cannot say this is the correct answer. It's a possible answer. Is option 4 in the ratio of 3:4:5? No, this is in the ratio of 5:6:8. Cannot be the answer. I know that 1, 2 and 4 cannot be the answers and hence option 3 has to be the answer. Why should I put pen on paper? Again, I am not sure if 3 is right or wrong, but I am sure that 1, 2 and 4 are wrong. 1, 2 and 4 are wrong because they do not satisfy the ratio criteria, right? 3:4:5. This is not in 3:4:5. This also is not in the ratio of 3:4:5. And 4th option also is not in the ratio of 3:4:5. So, option 3 has to be the answer. Now tell me, how many of you have solved this question using this method? How many of you have solved using the ratio? And how many of you have actually solved the whole question to find out that the ratio, the number of notes are going to be 24, 32 and 40 respectively? That is the reason I had mentioned that this question can be solved in 2 seconds. Now it could so happen that when I said it can be solved in 2 seconds, you tried to look at it differently. See, I'm not trying to demoralize you guys, but maybe if I had not mentioned that this can be solved in 2 seconds, you would have done the longer solution, the whole solution. However, even if you have picked it up after I said 2 seconds, you have done a good job. So all I want to see in the chat here is smart or stupid. Just comment smart or stupid. If you have done it in a smart way, say smart. If you have done it in a stupid way, say stupid. Akura says, I failed. And I'm glad you failed, Akura, because you have failed in your rehearsals. You have failed in your practice. I hope you will not repeat this mistake in the exam. Yeah? Yeah, I can see many of you have done it in smart method, right? Muturaj also failed. Muturaj, you failed, I knew, because you got a wrong answer. I was clear that you got a wrong answer. Biman used a smart method, and so has Shubham and Dhyanish and Divya and Shitish. But then Supriya did a stupid solution. Alright. Good. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, we have good number of people who have also followed a stupid solution, right? See, don't get disappointed. You have not done a wrong solution. You've got the right answer. You have done the right solution. But is that required? No. That's the difference between those who crack the exam and those who are left behind, right? They do it in a smart way. So you have to think differently. Here's the next one. This is a standard question again. It should not take more than 5 seconds. It's a standard question. You just have to read the question and mark the answer. It's a theorem basically, the midpoint theorem. You should know what the answer is. Yeah, I like what Jay Murli says, right? He says he has done it in a smart way, but he figured out only after I mentioned that the question can be answered in 2 seconds. So I appreciate your honesty, Jay Murli. But yes, you have to think differently yourself in the exam. All of you have got 1:4, and let me tell you, all of you are wrong. Just because I mentioned midpoint theorem does not mean that you mark the answer as 1:4, guys. Read the question properly. You know what's wrong with you guys? You did not read the question properly. He says midpoints of the sides of a triangle are joined to form another triangle. So there's a triangle. The midpoints of the sides are joined to form another triangle. The ratio of the area of the new triangle to the remaining part of the original triangle. He's not saying ratio of new triangle to the original triangle. The ratio of the area of the new triangle to the remaining part of the triangle. 1:4 is the ratio of new triangle to the original triangle, because the original triangle will have 4 parts. Four parts once you join the midpoints. But he says only the remaining part of the original triangle. So there will be only 3 parts left, right? One part is this new triangle. Remaining are 3 parts. 1:3 has to be the answer. Option 1. What are you guys doing? Now I am happy that SSC decided to postpone the exam. You are not ready yet. I thought this is a simple one. Now this is what happens. If you see, there is no rocket science behind those who crack the exam. They pay attention. They are very careful. They solve the questions properly. They read the questions meticulously. You get unnecessarily excited. The moment you read the question, oh, midpoint theorem, I can quickly just mark the answer as 1:4. What are you doing? It's not 1 or 2 or 3 of you, right? Many of you mark 1:4. What's happening? 1:3 is the answer. 1:3. Let me just go back to the slide and show this to you. He says the midpoints of the sides of a triangle are joined to form another triangle. There's a triangle. The mid ABC, let's say. The midpoints are M and O. The midpoints are joined to form another triangle. So let's say this is like, this is one region. This is the other region. So he says the area of the new triangle to the remaining part of the triangle. You know that it gets divided into 4 parts. X, X, X and X. Yeah? So it will be X:4X. If the question is area of M and O versus ABC. But the question here is area of the new triangle to the remaining part. Remaining part is what? Only X, X and X. 3X. It will be 1:3. 1:3. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Be careful. You have not lost 1 mark. You have lost 1.25 marks here, because you lost 1 mark which you could have scored easily, and you have also got a penalty of 0.25 marks, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to some arithmetic part now. Quickly solve this one. Arvind starts at 2 p.m. and walks from P to Q at the rate of 5 km per hour. Gopal starts from P at 3 p.m. and cycles towards Q at the rate of 10 km per hour. When will Gopal overtake Arvind? Let's take this up now. Arvind starts at 2 p.m. and walks from P to Q at the rate of 5 km per hour. Gopal starts at 3 p.m. and cycles. Arvind walks, Gopal cycles. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Speed is important. Cycles towards Q. So again, he's also going from P to Q. He started from P. He's going towards Q. So P to Q at the rate of 10 km per hour. When will Gopal overtake Arvind? When will Gopal overtake Arvind? Yeah. See what happens. Let's say P to Q. The distance is D. We do not know what the distance is. Right? But that distance is. This is the path. Yeah, this is the path. Okay. Now, Arvind starts at what time? At 2 p.m. At what speed? At 5 km per hour. Gopal starts at what time? 3 p.m. At what speed? 10 km per hour. So at what point? See what happens? Arvind has started walking. Arvind is walking here like this, in this direction. Right? He's somewhere in the middle. Somewhere on this journey. Right? Arvind is here, let's say. This is Arvind's position, A dash. Right? Now, Gopal starts a little later, right? Gopal starts after 1 hour. Arvind started at 2 p.m. Gopal starts at 3 p.m. So after 1 hour, Gopal also follows. But Gopal will be running at double the speed. Gopal's speed will be faster. So at one point, he will cross Arvind. At one point, he will cross Arvind. Let's say at this point. At this point, Gopal will cross Arvind. Which means he's overtaken Arvind here. When will Gopal overtake Arvind? So the moment he meets Arvind on this journey, he has overtaken him. And then he will reach the finishing point faster. Yes or no? Now the simple point to be understood here is, irrespective of what these guys have done, the distance covered, see this is the meeting point, let's say M. The distance covered by Arvind from P to meeting point is equal to the distance covered by Gopal from P to the meeting point. The distance is equal. Distance covered by Arvind is equal to distance covered by Gopal at the meeting point. This is the concept. This you must remember. Whenever you have such questions, right? Just remember that distance covered is equal. I'll give you more examples, right? There are questions where a thief steals a car and starts running. After 1 hour, the owner discovers this and then he follows. The owner has to catch the thief, or the policeman has to catch the thief. Right? Wherever you're trying to catch someone, obviously you are running at a faster speed, only then you can catch. That's the reason if you see Gopal is running faster, right? His speed is 10 versus Arvind's speed, which was only 5. So the second person who's behind has to move at a faster speed, only then he can overtake. If he's slower, then he will never be able to overtake. So he has to move at a faster speed. So the point is, the point at which they overtake, the distance covered is equal by both of them. The distance is same. Once you understand this and internalize this, answering such questions is done. I mean, you know the concept. Distance is equal. Distance covered by Gopal is equal to distance covered by Arvind. What is distance? Distance is equal to speed into time. Speed is equal to distance by time. Distance is speed into time. So distance by Arvind is equal to distance by Gopal. So speed of Gopal into time taken by Gopal is equal to speed of Arvind into time taken by Arvind. Substitute the values, you will get the answer. As simple as that. Let me substitute the values. So speed of Arvind into time taken by Arvind equals to speed of Gopal into time taken by Gopal. What is speed of Arvind? 5 kilometers per hour. Time taken by Arvind. Let's assume Arvind reaches here at t. Arvind reaches this point at t. Right? So t equals to speed of Gopal 10 into time taken by Gopal. Gopal's time taken will be t minus 1. The time taken by Gopal will be t minus 1. Remember, both of them did not start at exactly at the same time, right? Arvind started at 2 p.m. Gopal started at 3 p.m. So time taken by him will be 1 hour less to reach this point. Yes or no? Gopal's time taken will be 1 hour less because he started 1 hour later. He started 1 hour later, right? Time taken will be 1 hour less. Time taken is going to be 1 hour less. Again, this is a very, very important concept. Let me help you understand this. Arvind started at 2 p.m., right? Arvind started at 2 p.m. Both of them are wearing a wristwatch, right? Both of them are wearing a wristwatch. I mean, for those who are confused, how can the time be 1 hour less? Both of them are wearing a wristwatch. Obviously, both the watches show the same time. So Arvind starts at 2 p.m. He reaches, let's say, at 6:30 at that meeting point. Gopal starts at 3 p.m. He also reaches the same. I mean, whenever they meet, the time in both their watches will be same, right? The time will not be different. So Arvind started at 2, reached at 6:30. Gopal also started at 3. Gopal started at 3, but meeting point he reached at 6:30. So Gopal's time taken to reach that point is 1 hour less, right? He started 1 hour later. He started 1 hour later, so time taken is 1 hour less. As simple as that, okay? Don't get confused. So time taken by Gopal is 1 hour less. Now simplify 5t equals to 10t minus 10, which implies 5t equals to 10 or t equals to 2. You understand? 10t minus 5t. 5t equals to 10t minus 10. So 10t minus 5t. 5t equals to 10 or t is equal to 2. 2 hours. Time will be in hours here, right? So time taken is equal to 2 hours. Time taken by whom? Time taken by Gopal is 2 hours. Gopal started at what time? 2 p.m. He took 2 hours. So at what time will he reach meeting point? 2 plus 2, 4 p.m. He started at 2 p.m., right? 2 p.m. and then 2 hours, 4 p.m. Suppose you want to do it for Gopal. How do you do it? See, time taken by Gopal is not 2 hours. Time taken by Gopal is only 1 hour. T minus 1. 2 minus 1, 1 hour. Gopal, this is time taken by Arvind. Time taken by Gopal is only 1 hour. Gopal started what time? 3 p.m. 3 p.m. plus 1 hour, 4 p.m. Gopal reaches that point at 4 p.m. Please do not go by the length of the explanation. Don't misunderstand or misassess that this is a lengthy solution. It's not a lengthy solution. I'm explaining all this in detail. As such, it is not required. You should start with this step. Ideally, all this is not required. This is not required. This is not required. You don't have to put all the steps on paper, right? You should start with this step. 5t equals to 10 into t minus 1. And you're done. Get the value of t. Get the value of t and you're done. Yes or no? 4 p.m. is the answer. You can go by options also. If you want, you can go by options also. For example, let's say you want to go by options. Let's do that. 3:30 p.m. He says at 3:30 p.m. they will meet. Try and understand. Arvind started at 2 p.m. At 3:30 p.m. meaning Arvind has traveled for how many hours? 1.5 hours. At what speed? 1.5 hours. At what speed? 5 kilometers per hour. Meaning how much has he covered? 7.5 kilometers. 3:30 p.m. means Gopal has traveled only for half an hour. He started at 3, right? Only half an hour. 30 minutes. Half an hour. 0.5 hours. At what speed? 10 kilometers per hour. So how much will he cover? 5 kilometers. Arvind covered 7.5 kilometers, Gopal covered 5 kilometers. Is this equal? No. 330 cannot be the answer. It has to be equal, right? Distance covered has to be equal. That's the concept again. Distance has to be equal. 4 p.m. Arvind traveled for 2 hours at 5 kilometers per hour. So distance covered is 10 kilometers. 4 p.m. would mean Gopal traveled for 1 hour at 10 kilometers per hour. So distance covered is 10 kilometers. Same or not? Hence 4 p.m. is the answer. So you can also solve it by options. Yeah. Your choice. The concept is same. Concept is both the persons, both the parties will cover equal distance when they meet. So all those who got 330, 315, 320, 324, 323, 329, correct yourself. I don't know where you guys have gone wrong. Answer is 4 p.m. Should we move on to the next one now? Chalo, let's solve this. There's no need of a formula here. There's basic understanding. Here we go. A water tank of 1000 liters capacity is connected to a tap which can fill it at the rate of 20 liters per minute. And water is let out at the same time at the rate of 5 liters per minute. Right? 5 liters per minute. After an hour, the outlet is shut off, meaning it is closed. Find how long will it take for now the tank to be full. Simple. There is an inlet pipe. What is the rate at which it fills? Inlet is 20 liters per minute. Outlet is how much? 5 liters per minute. So what is the net? 15 liters per minute. You understand? There is one pipe which is filling. You understand? This is a water tank. This is the inlet. 20 liters per minute. Then there is an outlet. How much is that? 5 liters per minute. So one tank is filling at 20 liters per minute. One pipe is filling at the rate of 20 liters per minute. The other pipe is emptying at 5 liters per minute. So net will be how much? 15 liters per minute. Every minute 20 liters is filled. Every minute 5 liters is removed. So whatever is remaining is 15 liters. So the tank is getting filled at what rate? 15 liters per minute. 15 liters per minute the tank is getting filled. Now this continues for what? For how many hours? For 1 hour. See, per minute we know. Based on this 20 liters per minute and what is let out at 5 liters per minute. After an hour the outlet is shut. So for 1 hour this process continues. So how much will be filled in 1 hour? How much tank will get filled in 1 hour? See, 15 liters per minute. So in 1 hour how much will it be? 15 into 60 minutes. You're getting it? 15 liters per minute. 15 liters per minute into 60 minutes. How much tank will be full in 1 hour? So this units gets cancelled. You understand, right? 15 into 60, 900 liters is full. The tank is full by 900 liters. So 900 liters is full. 900 liters of the tank is full. What is remaining? Only 100 liters is remaining. Yes or no? Again, mental calculation. You don't have to write all this or draw this diagram. Only 100 liters is remaining. So it is shut off. Now what happens after 1 hour? This is closed. This pipe is not working after 1 hour. Only inlet is working. Inlet works at what rate? 20 liters per minute. It has to fill how much? 100 liters. If inlet pipe can fill 20 liters in 1 minute, for filling 100 liters, how much time will it need? 5 minutes. 20 liters in 1 minute. So for 100 liters, it will need how much time? 5 minutes. Find how long will it take now. The word now is important. Now meaning after this outlet is shut off. Find how long will it take now for the tank to become full. Only 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes for the tank to be full. Yes or no? Now it will take only 5 more minutes for the tank to be full. So option 2 is the answer. 5 minutes. Actually a simple concept. I mean strictly speaking, it is not about pipes and cisterns. It's not about capacity of the pipes or things like that, right? Simple. I mean here capacity is given in liters per minute. Instead of giving how much time will this inlet pipe take to fill the tank, how much time will the outlet pipe take to empty the tank, he has directly given the capacities of inlets and outlet pipes. Inlet and outlet pipes in terms of liters per minute. Becomes even easier. Yeah, so 5 minutes is the answer. Of course, you must be done by now. Answer is 360 degrees. There's no confusion about it. There are two triangles here. A, C, E is one triangle. Sum of angles A, C, E will be how much? 180 degrees. The other triangle B, F, D. How much will be the sum of the angles? 180. What will be the total sum? 360. Why does it take any longer? Yeah. So we are done with that. Let's take up this one now. Try this. If a equals to 1 by 2 minus root 3 plus 1 by 3 minus root 8 plus 1 by 4 minus root 15, then we have a equals to 9 or a equals to 18 or a greater than 18 or a greater than 9 but less than 18. Okay, option 2 I think is what most of you have got. Let's take it up. So a equals to 1 by 2 minus root 3 plus 1 by 3 minus root 8 plus 1 by 4 minus root 15. What do we do? Rationalize each of these. So this will become 2 plus root 3 by 1, 3 plus root 8 by 1, 4 plus root 15 by 1. Don't ask me how. If you ask me how, you're not ready again. What do we do? Let me just give you one of the terms. Explain you for one of the terms. 1 by 2 minus root 3. How do we rationalize? Multiply by the conjugate. So what am I doing? I'm multiplying both numerator and denominator by 2 plus root 3 here, right? So the numerator will become 1 into 2 plus root 3, which is 2 plus root 3. Denominator will become what? See, a plus b into a minus b. A squared minus b squared. So 2 squared 4 minus root 3 squared is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. So this becomes 2 plus root 3. Similarly, this becomes 3 plus root 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. 16 minus 15 is 1. So what do we get? 2 plus 3 plus 4. 2 plus 3, 5 plus 4, 9 plus root 3 plus root 8 plus root 15. Yes or no? So a is going to be 9 plus something. 9 plus something. So a will not be 9. A will be more than 9. A will be greater than 9. This seems okay. Will a be equal to 18? No, a will not be equal to 18 because this is root 3, root 8, and root 15. This will not be 18. Yeah. Will a be greater than 18? Definitely not greater than 18. See, 3 options have got eliminated. A is more than 9. So first option got eliminated. A is not 18. A is less than 18. Yes or no? Root 3 plus root 8 plus root 15 cannot make it more than. Understand, root 3 can be approximately taken as 2. It's like root 4, 2. This can be approximately taken as 3. This can be approximately taken as 4. So even if you take plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, there is 9 plus 2 11 plus 3 14 plus 4 18. Right? It will be less than 18. A will be less than 18. Why will it be less than 18? Because actually this is less than 2. It's not root 4, it's root 3. This is less than 3. Yes or no? This is less than 4. So overall it's going to be less than 18. But greater than 9. A is going to be greater than 9. 9 plus something. So greater than 9 and less than 18. So greater than 9, less than 18. Option 2 is the answer. Got it? Option 2. A greater than 9. See, even if I don't know if option 2 is right or not, I definitely know that 1, 3 and 4 are wrong. So you get the answer. Let's take this. Interesting one. This is on geometry. Okay, somebody says there's no audio because I was not talking. Jaya Murli, hold on. So you got the answer. It says in the given figure, in the given figure, if AB is parallel to CD, I think there's some confusion here, right? It's not in the given if figure. It's in the given figure if AB is parallel to CD, angle AB is 100, AB is 100, angle BED, I think this point is D, right? Angle BED is 25 degrees. Then find angle CDE. What is angle CDE? So X is equal to what? Simple observation, guys. Understand. Don't go into any geometry concept here. Simple observation is if AB is 100. Understand. This is ABE. ABE. If this is 100 degrees and we have something like this, which has to meet the point A, right? This is CDE. This will definitely be more than 100. See, understand. I mean, visually itself, you can understand that CDE is going to be 100 degrees plus something. Yes or no? CDE is going to be 100 plus something. X. You're getting it. See, if these two are parallel, like for example, when will this angle be 100? If BE is, let's say if I draw a line parallel to BE from D. Right? This is DE dash. So when BE is parallel to DE dash, or when DE dash is parallel to BE, then this angle will be 100. Right? Then this angle, let's say X dash will be equal to 100 degrees. But angle X is more than X dash, right? You have to come some more, right? You have to cover some more. So it will be more than 100. Look at the options. Answer should be more than 100. Option 1. Tell me how many of you have done it in this method. Simple observation. This is x. This will be more than x. If all the options are above 100, then I explain you what to do. Let me explain you the full solution also. But in this case, when there was only one option which was more than 100, how many of you have done it in a smart way? I want all of you to comment smart or stupid, depending on what you have done. Don't say me, because when you say me in the comment, I don't know whether you're saying me smart or me stupid. Okay? Your reference and my reference is different. You understand? I'll explain it through concept. Don't worry. Sushant, I'll explain it how to solve it. How to get the exact answer is 125 degrees. But before that, did somebody solve it in a simple fashion, just with observation? Smart or stupid? All smart guys here. Vidya, Chinu Varghese, Murli, Saubhagya, Shrikant, Shubham, Sushant, Supriya. Good. Leeladhar says I'm stupid. Haha. I'm glad that you are taking it positively, Leeladhar. Yes, good. So Gaurav has done it in a stupid way. And what? How to calculate exact value? Yes, I'll explain that. Let me explain that how to calculate the exact value. But yeah, good to see that most of you have done it in a smart way just by observation. Here we go. Let's look at the solution now, the full solution now. Let me explain this to you. I'll use a different color to give the full explanation. Let me redraw this diagram here. So we have AB, BE. It's like this. A, C, B. This point is D, and this point is E. According to the question, this is 100 degrees. This is 25 degrees. We need to find out what this is. X degrees is equal to what? Let me draw a parallel line. Let's say this point is M, or whatever, F, whatever you want to consider. Yeah. If you know, angle ABE is 100. So angle DME will also be 100. Angle DME will be equal to angle ABE, because DM is parallel to AB. DM is parallel to AB, and B is the BE or ME are on the same straight line. So angle DME will be equal to angle ABE, right? Which is equal to what? 100 degrees. Now look at this triangle, this small triangle here that we have, DME wala triangle, right? DME. I know that angle E here is 25. Angle DME we have already found is 100. So what should this angle be? See, 100 plus 25 is 125. So this will be how much? 55. This angle will be 55 degrees. Which means this angle here is equal to what? 55 degrees. How do we get 55 degrees? Follow this. This is 25. This is 100. Total angle should be 180, right, in a triangle. So 100 plus 25, 125. This should be 55. So 125 plus 55, 180. Now we want angle X. See, the complete angle D, the full angle D. Angle D is going to be 180 degrees, right? I mean, this is straight line, 180 degrees. Don't misunderstand. This is a complete angle, 180 degrees. X will be equal to what? X degrees will be equal to what? From 180, if I subtract this angle that we have already found, this angle is how much? 55. So from this full angle 180 at point D, if I subtract 55, I'll get X. So X equals to 180 minus 55. 180 degrees minus 55 degrees. How much will that be? 125 degrees. That's your answer, option 1. Understood? So if you have to solve it using concept, 125 can be obtained, but why? Kyun? Why should we waste our time? Okay, 125 is the answer. Okay, here's the next one. Try this out quickly. I think we are almost done. This probably is the last question. It's also 8 o'clock now, so time to close. Try this quickly. The perimeter of an isosceles right angle triangle is 2p unit. The area of the same triangle is what? Alright, here we go. Time is up. Look at this. The perimeter of an isosceles right angle triangle is 2p units. What do you mean by an isosceles right angle triangle? This is a triangle. It's got a right angle and it's an isosceles triangle, meaning these two sides are equal, S and S. Yes or no? The base and the perpendicular both are equal, S and S. What will be the hypotenuse? Root over S square plus S square, which is, S root 2. So we know the three sides of the triangle. This is the isosceles right angle triangle it's referring to, right? The three sides are S, S and S. I mean the two sides were taken as S and S because it was isosceles. Applying the Pythagoras theorem, we got the hypotenuse as S root 2 or root 2S. Yes or no? S root 2. This is the Pythagoras application. Now, what is the perimeter of this triangle? According to the diagram, the perimeter should be S plus S plus S root 2, which is like 2S plus root 2S. Yeah, or if you take S common, it's 2 plus root 2. But according to the question, the triangle's perimeter is 2p. So this is equal to 2p. What is the area of the triangle? What is the area of the triangle? Area of the triangle is equal to half into base into height. So half into base is S here, height is also S. So it's like area of the triangle is S square by 2. But what is S? See, from this point here, can I say S is equal to 2p by 2 plus root 2? Substitute that here. So I can say area is equal to S square, right? So 2p by 2 plus root 2 whole square by 2. So into 1 by 2. 2p by root 2, 2p by 2 plus root 2 whole square divided by 2. Simplify this and you'll get the answer. Simplify this. So that's like 4p square. 2p whole square is 4p square divided by 2 plus root 2 whole square will be 4 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 6 plus 4 root 2, right? 6 plus 4 root 2 into 2. So it gets cancelled. This 2 again cancels, 3 plus 2. So it is actually equal to p squared by 3 plus 2 root 2. Again, when I rationalize this, meaning when I multiply both numerator and denominator by 3 minus 2 root 2, what happens? It becomes p squared into 3 minus 2 root 2. And in the denominator, 3 plus 2 root 2 into 3 minus 2 root 2 will give us a square minus b square, which is 9 minus 8, 1. So the final answer is going to be p square into 3 minus 2 root 2, which is p square into 3 minus 2 root 2. Yeah, p square into 3 minus 2 root 2, option 1. P square into 3 minus 2 root 2. Option 1 is the answer. Right? Option 1. 3 minus 2 root 2 into p square is the final answer. Correct? Alright, let's quickly take the next one. Here we go. Try to solve this now. 1 minute is what you have. Root over 7 into root over 7 to root over 7 so on is equal to 343 whole to the power of y minus 1. What is the value of y? Got it? 4 by 3. Yes, option 3, 4 by 3 has to be the answer. Look at the solution. So it says root over 7 into root over 7 into root over 7 into root over 7 and so on is equal to 343 raised to y minus 1. Understand, let's look at this part first, right? Let's assume, let me take it on this side here, right? Root over 7 into root over 7 into root over 7 and so on is equal to, let's say, x. Now if you observe, this can be taken as root over 7 into this whole part again up to infinity is like x only, right? Equals to s. You're able to follow. Root 7 under root 7 under root 7 infinite times is equal to x. So out of that I'll take 1 root 7 into whatever is left out inside also is approximately x. So root over 7x is equal to x. Now square on both the sides, what do we get? 7x equals to x square. If I square on both the sides, 7x equals to x square, or x is equal to 7. Which means the value of this term here is how much? It's 7. 7 equals to 343 power y minus 1. Now you know that 7 is actually 343 power 1 by 3. Yes or no? 7 is cubed root of 343. Cubed root is nothing but 1/3. Right? 7 is equal to 343 power y minus 1 according to the question. But then we know that 7 is 343 power 1 by 3, which is nothing but cube root of 343. So y minus 1 is equal to 1 by 3. Y minus 1 equals to 1 by 3. So what is y? What is y? 1 by 3 plus 1, 4 by 3. Option 3 will be the answer. Yes or no? There's a smarter way of solving the question. What is that smarter way of solving the question? Go by options. Can you take option 2 as the answer? No. If you take option 2, y equals to 1, this becomes 343 power 1 minus 1. 343 power 0. 343 power 0 is equal to 1. Can this left hand side be equal to 1? No. If you take 3 by 4, it becomes 343 power minus 1 by 4. You understand? 3 by 4 minus 1 is minus 1 by 4. Which means 1 by 343 power 1 by 4. But this cannot be less than 1, right? 1 by anything is less than 1. Is this less than 1? No. So this is ruled out. Similarly, even if we take 2 by 3, we get negative power. 2 by 3 minus 1 is minus 1 by 3. Which is 1 by root, cube root of 343. 1 by 7. But can this be 1 by 7? Can this be less than 1? No. So I know that 1, 2 and 4 cannot be the answers. Even if I don't do all this drama in the exam, if I go by options, 2 by 3, 3 by 4 and 1 cannot be the answers. Because if you take 1, this becomes 0. If you take 2 by 3 and 3 by 4, it gives a negative power, meaning we will get less than 1. But the left hand side cannot be less than 1. Yes or no? So option 3 has to be the ideal answer. Anyways, I think these are some of the questions that were asked in the all India mock exam conducted for the TalentSprint students in the format of SSC CGL Tier 1 exam, which has now been postponed by like 2 months. So I hope all of you have understood the solutions. Like I said, the questions were all easy. I think that has been the general feedback from students as well, that this time the paper was easy. But then what matters is, even in such an easy paper, how quickly do you solve the questions? And like in many examples we had seen, you were committing silly mistakes or solving the question in a lengthy method and ending up wasting a lot of your precious time. So what I want all of you to do is think divergently. These questions can be answered much faster if you change the way you look at the question, or change the way you're looking at the options, or at least observe the options or read the questions properly. Right? I'm sure there were at least 3 or 4 examples today which has blown many of you apart, right? Like, oh, I didn't even think of this. I really followed a stupid solution. And I'm glad that you are accepting your mistakes. You are accepting that you have followed a stupid solution and you can make it better by following the smart methods that we have discussed, right? There are another 3 or 4 questions that I have not picked up from this paper, but then solutions are all available for you in your practice site, so you can refer to those solutions. Those are all general questions. So just refer to the solutions and learn it yourself if you haven't been able to solve those questions. And still, if there's any query or any question, you can post it in our discussion forum, the Quantitative Aptitude discussion forum, and we'll take it up in the next doubts clarification session. So thank you all once again for joining us in this session. I hope all of you have had a good time and you have learned some important techniques today. We will meet again tomorrow, Wednesday, for your next session at 6 p.m. tomorrow. You can refer to the calendar to join us in that session. I'm sure not everybody can join that session. Only TalentSprint's premium students will be able to access that. So follow the calendar and accordingly join your live classes every day. Like I said, we conduct 10 live classes every week. So make sure that you participate in all these live classes and make the most of it to boost your chances of selection in the exam. So see you all tomorrow in the next session. Until then, keep practicing and take very good care of yourselves. Bye.